Welcome along. Today's webinar is all about the new screen takeover technology. I'm Aroha Ayers, the Customer Success Lead here at Vibe. So kicking off today, I do want to highlight to you an area in our knowledge base where you can find all the information that I'll be sharing with you today. So most of you will have the link. It's support.vibe.fyi, and we will forward this to you in the email with the recording. When you go to that website, jump into the knowledge base, and a lot of what you'll need to help you set up a screen takeover is in the Ready, Set, Vibe section. We have a category that talks about all the different templates that you have available to you. And in that area is a tips and downloads section. You'll see there's an article on screen takeover, which is what I'll demo today, but also how to set up a YouTube live stream. I'll just click into the screen takeover article very quickly. There are a few keynotes. Do read those, but each step along the way that I'll be covering is noted down here for you. So if you're a note taker, go ahead and take notes, but you'll also have this article to refer to after the webinar. Now, if any of you who have joined the webinar today are not familiar with the Vibe portal, I will be jumping straight into creating slides, but I'll also share with you a link to our training videos and a product tour so that you can learn more about the portal as a whole. But this is our demo site, and step one is showing you how to not set up the YouTube live stream, but once it is set up as either a public or unlisted live stream, you will be able to embed that live stream into Vibe in just a few seconds, and I'll demo that to you now. So step one, as always, is to create a new slide. You'll see here that when you click that option, you have a range of templates that you can choose from, but we do have template filters at the top so that you can easily narrow down and find the template that you're looking for. For this demo, you'll be looking in the streaming filter, and what you'll see is an option to create a live stream slide. I'll go ahead and select that template and just give it a name. Call this. Okay. Once you create your slide with the live stream template, there's a few options, but it's very easy to set up that link to YouTube. So step one would be to choose where you're pulling your content from. And in this instance, it will be a YouTube live stream. The next step is to get the video ID for that live stream. So I've got our Vibe YouTube channel up. Now, obviously, I'm going to be demoing with a pre-recorded video, which can work, but also if you had the live stream ID as well, that's the one that you would grab. So I'll just open up one of our pre-recorded videos, which is the Vibe product tour. And the ID is this one here. It's the part after V equals. So that's all you need. You don't need the whole URL. You won't be putting the whole thing in, just the ID of the video. So I'll go ahead and copy that from YouTube, jump back into the portal and just paste that video ID into this field here. We'll wait a few seconds and you can see straight away in just in a matter of time, you can now see the video pulling into Vibe. So the next part is to check your other attribute settings. What else do we need to adjust to make sure that this live stream or video runs successfully? So the first one would be checking the mute sound. If you had subtitles or you needed the sound to be muted when it's playing on your Vibe screens, you can go ahead and keep that as the default. But if you'd like the audio to come through to your Vibe devices, go ahead and click no. Okay, you'll also start to hear that audio come into the editor as well as it plays. The next step is to set the duration. How long should the slide show on screen? Now, I am going to just set that to yes because I can hear the audio on my side, but just a reminder, you would want to unmute your sound. So duration, at the moment, the option is to set your duration in seconds. So I've got a little Google calculator here that helps me to convert. So my video is 6 minutes 30, so that's 378 seconds. So I'll go ahead and copy that and pop that in as my duration for the slide. That's how long I want it to play on screen. Now the fun part. Normally, if this was a slide that you're just popping into your playlist, you'd go ahead, as we all know, and just select which playlists you want to push it out to. But when it comes to a screen takeover, there's a slight difference in how you push this out to your screens, and it's quite fun and very intuitive. So what you want to do is schedule the slide. Okay, and there's all the standard scheduling tools, but you'll now notice that you have a screen takeover link when you enable advanced schedule in your slide settings. I'll go ahead and click that link and you can see that I have this option here. So I'll turn that on. It goes a nice bright green so that you know that the screen takeover is now in play. And then I have some settings that I can use to control the publishing and also where the slide will be published. So I'll go ahead and pre-schedule this. Let's say I want to have this screen takeover happen today at 12:30, and I want it to finish at around 12:40. Now my video is 6 minutes 30, so there will be a loop happening. If this was a live stream on YouTube, I would suggest that you maybe put in a holding image or something at the end of your live stream so that if it ends before the slide goes off screen, you could have a message up on screen saying, "Thank you for joining us today." Something like that, just to allow for that extra time that your slide takeover may be happening. So I've got this pre-scheduled to run from 12:30 to 12:40 today. I'll just show you what happens if I move that to an earlier time slot. Let's say, for example, 11:35. You will see a message there just prompting you that you maybe should set this up a little bit earlier. It does kind of recommend that you give at least 10 minutes. And the reason being is that your slide needs time to generate and it also needs time to download to each of your Vibe devices. So just bear that in mind when you are creating a slide that you want to take over on your screens. It will still accept these settings, but you may find that there's a delay. So just bear that in mind. I'll pop this back to 12:30. Okay, so I can just go ahead and set that just to show once, and then go ahead and pick the locations, screen locations that I want this screen takeover to happen on. So I've selected just a couple, but you can go ahead and select all, and this screen takeover would happen across all of your devices. You'll see here that each location that I select is also listed in text form up above as well. So I'll just go ahead. Now at this stage, that's all I need to do. I've created my link to a live stream on YouTube. I've set the duration, how long I want the slide to show on screen. And then with the takeover settings, I've set when I want it to start and when I want it to end. My last step was to create or add the locations, and that's it. You do not need to add your slide to a playlist. Those new location settings that you see at the bottom will automatically inject this slide into each of the locations that have been selected. Now, please remember this is an interactive webinar, so feel free to jump in. My next demonstration will be showing you how to make this repeat. So going back to the extra setting that you have is the repeat option. Let's say, for example, you have a webinar that you want to inject throughout the day. You may have different groups coming through to view the webinar on repeat, and that could be across one day or several days. So I'll show you one of the options that you have for repeating the screen takeover on multiple dates and multiple times. So I've just turned on the repeat option, and you'll see that the recurring setting drop-down has appeared below. So I'll just do that again. You'll see all the sort of common repeat settings that you could apply to this, which are really handy. But at the bottom, there's an option for specific dates. So your first option is to add different dates that use the base start time. So my base start time is 12:30 today. So I could have that repeat tomorrow. And you'll see here, this slide will repeat on the following dates at 12:30 p.m. for 10 minutes, and that's set by the original duration. So I could have that running across multiple days at the same start time. But if I turn this off, I can also set multiple times within the same day, for example. So let's say that I want to first do a screen takeover at 12:30. But I also want to repeat that at 2:30 p.m. So you'll see you start to build a list of repeat or recurring dates. So this slide at the moment will start publishing in about 45 minutes at 12:30 today. It will also repeat on these dates at the same time. And it will also repeat today at 2:30. And you can continue to do that as often as you need. So you might want another session running at 4:30 today. So all of these repeat settings will be taken into account, and those screen takeovers will happen at all the different dates and times that I've set there. And that's demo 1, how to inject a live stream from YouTube, and how to use the new screen takeover option to inject and ensure that your slide takeover happens at the right times.
It's very cool.
My second demo is the new live TV template that was released just this morning after some extensive testing. So I'll now demonstrate this new infotainment stream that you have available to you. So there's my first one. Now, when I click Create New Slide, instead of using the streaming filter, I'm going to filter my templates to Infotainment. That's where you'll find the new live TV template. Let me put here. I'm going to put, it's a music break slide, okay? But there are a heap of options which you'll see shortly. So with the new live TV template, you'll see here in the TV channel drop-down, these are the current free view channels that you can stream live on your Vibe workplace digital signage. So I'll set it to the Breeze TV because this is my music break slide. And same applies. So let's say, for example, you want to pop this up for 30 minutes at whatever frequency you like. So there we go. There's my seconds. I'll pop that into the duration. Always remember to check this setting. So obviously with a music channel, I will want to unmute the sound. Let me just see if I can get that. There we go. And same applies. Wherever you see the advanced schedule toggle, go ahead and turn that on. Set your screen takeover settings. So let's say, for example, you want this to play at lunchtime. So I'm just setting my end time there, maybe from 12 to 12:30. And then you could go ahead and repeat that every day at the same date and time. Same time, sorry. So if you had it set to repeat every day at 12 p.m. to 12:30, this slide would take over the screen. And then again, you can go ahead and choose which locations you want the screen takeover to take place. So two very cool options. You've got YouTube live stream. Just make sure that your live stream is public or unlisted. and then you can go ahead and pop that into your locations. And then you also have a live TV option now, which allows you to choose from some of the free view options that are currently available to you. They are subject to change and we will keep an eye on them, but what you're seeing in the drop down right now are some of the channels that you have available to you.